Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
More than 2,000 people without power in Durham. Why? We dig deeper here in the WRAL Live Center.
And so far this morning, the weather calm. We get some brief relief from the intense heat. We'll show you how long that lasts before it eventually returns. Coming up.
It's a crash cleanup after a car overturned in a ditch in Durham. What we know about the driver.
And days-long outage. People in Enfield are entering a fourth day without electricity. The help town leaders are offering today as they look for answers and explain why it has stretched this long, especially when it's been so hot. Today we get a little break from the heat, though, and the humidity as well. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Glad you're with us. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here. Those folks in Enfield, it's not just being in the dark. You know, it's
the air conditioning, sure.
Health situation for sure. All right, Chris Michaels over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with some brief relief here.
Yeah, right. There's no heat advisory today or anything like that, so certainly some good news there. Going to start you out with dual Doppler 5000, a stray shower around Bahama, one of which is also heading toward Falls Lake. These are so tiny, you blink and you miss it, basically. Another one moving south of 64 there in Nash County. Out the door, temperature is still on the warm side. It is still muggy out there. Temperatures in the 70s. As we head into the afternoon, you may see a little bit of a dip in the humidity, especially in some of our northeastern counties like Halifax and Northampton counties. Temperatures across the board about 86 to 88, so it's not the intense heat that we've seen over the past few days. A lot of that is thanks to this front that's moved south of the area. A little dip in humidity. I'll show you when it drops and, well, when it eventually makes a comeback, too. It's coming up in a little bit, Ken.
All right, 6:01, Chris. Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center just talked about that power outage in Durham. We're just hearing from our breaking news tracker who just arrived in that area, and we're being told that traffic lights are out at Dillard and Roxborough Street, so keep that in mind as you're about to head out Roxborough Street. Usually a busy route there in Durham, but really and truly all our major routes from Raleigh-Durham to Chapel Hill, all delay-free at this hour. So let's take it to Cary. Give it a live look at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. Traffic picking up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in all directions. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And Ken, I'm going to bring it here into the WRAL Live Center to give a closer look at that area you're talking about. First of all, it looks like we're seeing about 2,072 people who are without power right now. But I want to kind of look closer to where you were talking about, Ken, in terms of the specific streets where we're seeing those outages in the traffic lights. So this is North Dillard Street right here, and I believe you said Roxborough Street right here. Obviously going to cause a bit of an issue for people who are driving through that area in the downtown Durham area. So we want to keep your, make sure you take your time as you're traveling through that area. We're, again, just arriving on the scene there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can look for an update from Ali Kadlabar coming up here in a couple of minutes.
Let's do that, Chris. Durham police are investigating an early morning crash. Ali Kadlabar brought that breaking news tracker to the scene on Cornwallis Road and has more on what we are learning from investigators there.
Yes, a crane and a tow truck had to come out here to pull that car out of the ditch. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker showing the moments that crane finally pulled that car out of the ditch. It was lodged underneath branches and trees. Durham police on the scene tell me the car flipped into the ditch before 2:40 this morning. They say there were no major injuries reported. We're working to find out what led up to this crash. Reporting in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
People in Enfield are waking up to another morning without power after weekend storms, and there's still uncertainty about when the lights will be back on. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Enfield this morning as town leaders are calling on the state and federal leaders for help. Kelsey.
Yes, Renee, today marks day 4 without power here in downtown Enfield, and there are several businesses that have signs like this one outside of their building saying that they will reopen when the power is restored. But power could turn back on as early as this morning. There is still a chance that it won't be restored until this afternoon or even later. Neighbors stuck without AC in sweltering heat. The heat index has been at least 100 degrees since the town went dark on Saturday. Enfield Mayor Mondale Robinson declared a state of emergency yesterday. He says the power issues go back to Saturday's storm and a cascade of problems that not only knocked out Enfield's outdated grid, it also blew replacement parts brought in to fix the problem. The mayor now calling on the federal and state governments to help the town rebuild its grid.
We're trying to figure out how do we make North Carolina understand that this problem is catastrophic for not just those who are on assistance, but the entire town lost food and also other necessities.
The OIC mobile clinic will be offering medical care to the folks who need it today. There's also a cooling center, shelter, and charging banks running at Enfield Middle. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Enfield.
There's testimony today in Raleigh over plans for a Duke Energy plant in Person County. It's sparking some pushback. WRAL's Laura Levine is live in downtown Raleigh ahead of that meeting today. Laura, some of those folks in the county there up in Person say they are concerned about the possible health effects this could bring.
They are. Good morning, Jeff. So state regulators here in Raleigh will begin testimony today here at the Dobbs building behind me on Duke Energy's request to build an additional natural gas plant in Person County. This plant would be on the same site as another natural gas plant, and neighbors in that area say that they're worried about air quality problems. Duke says the plant is needed because demand for power has grown faster than they projected. And environmental groups and solar advocates tell us that the additional plant will contribute to climate change. They say Duke should be investing its customers' money in renewable energy instead. A woman we spoke with who lives near the proposed site is concerned about the impacts on the environment and their own health.
Sometimes I feel like I just want to just get up and move away.
So the State Utilities Commission will hear arguments from all sides in this case beginning today at 10 a.m. and that could last throughout the week. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Now, the man who drowned after driving a stolen pickup truck into the Lumber River has been identified. The Robeson County Sheriff's Office says 50-year-old Gary Chavis died. They say deputies tried to stop the stolen truck in Pembroke. The driver sped off, leading deputies on a chase. It ended when Chavis drove down a boat ramp into the river and tried swimming away. His body was found by emergency responders. A female passenger was rescued before the truck sank.
Police in Goldsboro are investigating after finding a woman dead in a home there. Officers were called to a home on Central Heights Road just before 5:30 yesterday. They found 36-year-old Garisha Joyner unresponsive. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Chapel Hill police are making progress in their investigation into a carjacking and ATM armed robbery. Police say these two crimes are connected. The first happened around 10:30 Sunday night. Officers say a woman took out cash at an ATM at the Bank of America on Willow Drive. Police say 3 men followed her home and robbed her at gunpoint. They could be the same men accused in a carjacking on East Franklin Street around 3 in the morning yesterday. That vehicle was later recovered in Durham. If you know anything about either incident, contact Crime Stoppers. Part of US 501 in Roxborough is back open after a water main break shut it down over the weekend. Roxborough Police Chief David Hess says intermittent lane closures are still expected over the next week. Photos show the damage on the road from the water main break on Saturday. The city was placed under a boil water advisory.
Cybersecurity students at Wake Tech Community College are giving small business owners a chance to learn more about ways to help protect their businesses. The students are putting on a free cybersecurity workshop at the college's RTP campus on Chapel Hill Road in Morrisville. They are trying to help businesses increase their defenses. The workshop is expected to last from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And leaders in Cary are giving people a chance to engage with council members and ask questions at a special town hall tonight. The event is expected to last from 6:30 to 8:30 at Town Hall. The town tells WRAL the focus will be on developments, downtown updates, and the local election schedule. You're asked to RSVP. The town hall will include refreshments and activities for kids.
6:09, paying tribute. Friends and former co-stars are reacting to the drowning death of Cosby Show actor Malcolm Jamal Warner. How they are remembering him next.
Plus, antidepressant warning. hear the concerns health leaders have about its use during pregnancy and the conclusion an FDA panel has reached.
And tracking this system right now that's moving off toward the south in its wake, some lower humidity. I'll show you when the lowest humidity in nearly 3 weeks arrives in our part of the state, coming up in a few minutes.
Here's a look at your winning Powerball numbers. 8, 11, 28, 33, 42. The Powerball is 2. The multiplier is 2 as well.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Coming up on 6:13, still a muggy start to the morning. Temperatures across the triangle 75 to 78 degrees. Cary's at 76, Durham at 75. A lot of us just kind of on the same playing field this morning, and temperatures will be slow to rise as we go throughout the morning. Again, still humid if you're taking the morning cup of coffee outside, but by 11 a.m. we'll be near 80 degrees, whereas, the past few days we've already been near 90 at that point. So that's really setting the tone for the rest of the day today. A northeast breeze is going to keep us not nearly as hot. High temperatures across the board, 85 to 90, the humidity eventually dropping really tonight heading into tomorrow. So in the meantime, storm chance is pretty limited, mainly geared toward the sandhills. We'll show you how long that little drop in humidity is going to last coming up. Ken?
All right, Chris, we're going to keep it in Durham right now. Give you a live look at I-40 and Fayetteville Road. This is one of the major routes, all delay-free. But there's a situation where we have a power outage near the downtown area of Durham, knocking out the traffic lights at Roxborough Street and Dillard. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Ali Cadlebar and Michael Jordan are there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. We'll be hearing from them shortly. But as far as major routes, really and truly all the major routes are delay-free at this hour.
Ken, thanks for that. Still ahead this morning, tragedy for a beloved actor, Malcolm Jamal Warner. He starred as Theo on The Cosby Show. He has died. And WR's Michelle McConaughey is here with what we know about his death and how his co-stars are remembering him, Michelle.
Yeah, Jeff, Malcolm Jamal Warner drowned in Costa Rica while on a family vacation. Warner was swimming at a beach when authorities say a current pulled him deeper into the ocean. They say people tried to rescue him, but he did not survive. After the news broke that Warner died, Andrew Wyatt, a spokesperson for Bill Cosby, told People magazine that his death reminded him of the same call he received when his son died. Wyatt tells People that Cosby's son played with Malcolm, calling the events that unfolded on July 20th devastating. Former co-star Tracee Ellis Ross, she wrote, "What an actor and friend you were. Warm, gentle, present, kind, thoughtful, deep, funny, elegant. You made the world a brighter place." Warner spent 8 seasons in his breakout role on The Cosby Show, then went on to build an impressive on-screen career, appearing in over 65 TV shows and movies. Warner leaves behind a wife and a daughter. He was 54 years old.
Oh. Michelle, thanks for that. Growing up, my family would always watch Cosby Show every week. Such a loss. The White House has removed reporters from Wall Street Journal from its upcoming trip to Scotland. The decision comes after the publication's recent story about President Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. The July 17th story describes a collection of letters gifted to Epstein for his 50th birthday in 2003. It says that included a letter and a sexually suggestive drawing from Trump. The president filed a defamation lawsuit and said the letter and drawing do not exist.
New data estimates 10 million people will lose health care coverage by 2034. The new projection is from the Congressional Budget Office. It comes after President Donald Trump's federal spending plan. That same office is also forecasting a $3.4 trillion deficit increase over the next decade as a result of the sweeping tax and spending cuts.
The FDA could consider a policy update for pregnant women using antidepressants. The agency gathered an expert panel to consider the effects of selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs, during pregnancy. SSRIs are commonly used to treat depression. Some doctors argue that there could be higher rates of anxiety and depression symptoms in children who were exposed to SSRIs in the womb.
We haven't yet found any evidence that it improves the outcomes of the offspring. And there may be evidence that it actually worsens the outcome.
Psychotherapy and SSRIs are tools that we have in our armamentarium to make a positive impact in the lives of mothers and infants.
While the FDA panel did not reach a consensus, many agreed that stronger warnings on SSRI labels are needed. Breaking news, a power outage in downtown Durham is affecting thousands of homes and businesses this morning. We told you about this in the WRAL Live Center. Ali Kadlubar is now there on the scene from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, you're hearing that someone is trapped in an elevator.
Yes, Renee, and I just spoke with a firefighter on the scene here. He tells us that one person is trapped in this elevator here at Bull House Apartments because of this outage. I have seen just within the past 5 minutes Durham firefighters coming out with some equipment, so hopefully that person is okay. But again, more than 2,000 customers are without power here in the downtown Durham area. We also saw Roxborough Street and Dillard Street. That traffic light does not have power as well, so make sure you use that four-way stop rule. We are working to track down the cause of this outage, and we're going to keep you guys updated throughout the morning. Reporting in Durham, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
6:18 the time right now. It sounds terrifying right there. And if the heat conditions would be the same as they have been the last couple of days, really dangerous situation. But Chris Michaels over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, a little bit of a break today.
A little bit, and a slower climb to temperatures as well. So hopefully the fire crews there have time on their side to go ahead and get that person out of the elevator. Temperatures in the upper 70s. It's still humid out there. Temperatures will be slow to rise heading from now through midday, with Raleigh and Durham peaking at 88 degrees this afternoon. Fayetteville at 90. So still going to be warm, but that northeast breeze gradually brings our humidity levels down, starting in the northeast part of the state, and then gradually you see that drier air oozing from northeast to southwest. Heading throughout the rest of the morning, maybe a stray shower. These are very brief, very tiny rain showers out there. By 3 p.m., that possibility is down toward Garland and Salemsburg in Sampson County. And throughout the evening, most of us are mainly dry, just partly to mostly cloudy. Heading into tomorrow morning, that's when I expect a little bit more of a break in the humidity. Again, kind of limit our expectations here. It's not going to feel like autumn, but it's not going to feel like a sauna either. It will be some of the driest air we've had in about 3 weeks. High pressure is helping make that happen. It's also preventing this system from really having a big impact on us. Not expected to be named, but it is going to ride along the coast and give a better storm chance along the coast of the Carolinas. Then as high pressure strengthens heading later in the week, you tend to get more heat with that just because the air beneath it is sinking, compressing, and warming, and that southwest breeze is bringing the humidity back. So the break in humidity that we do have, it's going to be a brief one. Nonetheless, take advantage of it. Temperatures today and tomorrow mostly in the 80s. Thursday, we're in the low 90s, which is sort of typical. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's when we could see more of those heat advisories issued just because we have the 1-2 tandem of highs like 96 to 98 and humidity, and then the chance for showers and storms as well. We'll continue to update that weekend forecast on the free WRAL weather app.
Oh, those 80s look appealing, Chris. Hey, let's keep it in Durham, shall we? Give you a live look at I-40 and Fayetteville Road. That's a major route that really delay-free. But I really truly want to bring your attention to Dillard Street. Right now, Ali Kadlubar and photographer Michael Joyner there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker with that power outage in that area. Just know that those lights are out at Dillard Street and Roxborough, so keep that in mind as you're about to head out. But really, all the major routes in and around the Bull City are delay-free. And as we quickly widen out the view, that's what we're seeing all across our viewing area this morning for Wendell to Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, all those major routes, clear sailing. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Still ahead, it's a jailhouse scandal. 5 on Your Side explains how inmates are running phone scams from behind bars and the threats they are making when the victims push back.
And drama-free flight delays, what you can do to minimize the summer travel headaches.
If you see breaking news happening, have a story tip for us, or you just want to take some video or pictures of weather where you are, please send it to Report It. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or your tip to our news team.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A new challenge for a beloved TV soccer coach, and a hungry monster is headed to a NASCAR race.
Ken Smith here now with what's trending on a Tuesday, Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, let's start with that lovable UK-based football coach, Ted Lasso, returning with a twist. Production is underway in season 4 of the hit Apple TV Plus show, and Ted will be returning to the U.S. to coach a women's football team. No word yet on when that series will drop, though.
Yeah, that return to the U.S. in Kansas City, which is Ted Lasso's hometown. And, you know, the cast of characters will be back. Rebecca, Roy, Keeley. So it should be a good season 4. So looking forward to it.
Yeah. As long as Roy's cussing his head off, it'll
be
hilarious.
We can't repeat on that, but what a character.
All here. So how about this? Cookie Monster making a special appearance at this weekend's Brickyard 400 in Indianapolis. He will be the Grand Marshal for the race. This is all part of Sesame Street's Road Trip Across America campaign.
Yeah, and it's all an effort to get out there and bring communities together. So the Brickyard, they'll be at baseball games and state fairs and all kinds of stuff like that, but bringing communities together.
Sesame Street's little favorite in our house.
Yeah, Frankie, you said, is always Cookie Monster for Halloween.
Cookie.
6:25 now, the ACC kickoff gets underway today. That means the 2025 college football season is around the corner. ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips will address the media in Charlotte at 9. NC State, UNC, and Duke will all speak to the media Thursday. WRAL's Pat Welter and Brian Murphy will bring us the latest from Commissioner Phillips' press conference later today on WRAL.
One of those triggers, it's not far off. Veterinarians on the Outer Banks were surprised while treating a sea turtle after it was attacked by a shark, but probably not for the reason you'd be expecting. The vets at Roanoke Island Aquarium examined that turtle known as Lucky Duck for his shark attack injuries. They found a lethal dose of microplastics in his stomach. The plastic is believed to be from straws and other debris.
We try and encourage folks to use reusable plastics within our education programs that we do here at the aquarium. And so definitely want to encourage all of our visitors to use reusable plastics.
Can you imagine he survives the shark and gets done in by that?
By the plastics.
Lucky Duck has been on a strict diet ever since. Protein and lettuce at the aquarium. The vets hope the plastic will pass through naturally and he can avoid future surgeries.
A lesson for us all on plastics. 6:27 now, coming up, Enfield power outage. People are still without electricity after weekend storms. We'll explain where things stand in the effort to get power up and running again.
Also, power plant plans. A big day for Duke Energy as they're trying to build a new energy facility in Person County. The next steps in those efforts and reaction from people who live nearby.
In Houston, we have a problem. Your weather has been here in North Carolina for the past month. It's felt more like Houston, Texas, actually, because of the heat and humidity. We'll show you when we get a little bit of a break from that and how long it lasts coming up.